Greetings, Spexxy invaders, and welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. Can you believe it? Yes, a Scrap Mechanic video. Now, it's been a while for me, I must admit, but this one I really wanted to do. Now, you know I like my retro games. I wanted to make something. When I heard about the tile builder and what we could do with it, I wanted to make myself a racetrack. Now, other people have made racetracks, I know that, but I wanted to make something similar to an old game I remember. Now, the game in question is here on screen right now. It's Ironman Stewart Super Off-Road. Now, it's available on several systems. I remember it fondly on the SNES. Now, I wanted to make a level which was very similar to the track you can see right here on screen, and I've done so by utilizing the assets in the tile editor to do that. So let's have a look at what I've got then. I am using the road pieces, as you can see here, to actually make the edges or the barriers around the side of the track. I've used the tile editor to create the terrain and make it risen, much like the actual track in the original game. I've got the jumps here. These big posts that you see on the side here and here of the jumps are actually included as assets in the tile itself, so they will load if you download the tile from the workshop. However, these things here, the flags that I've included to try and make it as authentic as I could to the original game, had to be done by building them in the game. Now, that was done in a rather tricky little way. They're not attached, as you can see on this side. They are actually not attached, and on the other side they are. Now, I had to build them. Each of these is actually on a bearing. Let's just get the tool out for you to see that. They're all on bearings, so basically they can sort of swing a little, if you like. That means that they can dip as well in the middle. And then I had to put them on and weld them to the floor on that side. Then I had to build a post on this side and kind of knock them into the slot with a hammer. Now let me show you what I mean right there, guys. Okay, so as you can see, I've got one here that's detached from the side of the track. So if we were to then get this and weld it back down again, you'll see what I mean about it not being attached at the other side. So if I put that down there, the flag will go across there like that, and this will come to here, which will then need us to fix it. Let's see if we can get one of these underneath there. Can I just sneak that in? Let's go there. There we go. That's that in, and then we just need to go over to the other side. Okay, and by the magic of editing and teleportation, I am here on the other side of the track. So now, as you can see, this is not attached to here, as it really never was. Now, if I was to get the pipe pieces here and then delete these top pieces off the top there, and then we want to actually probably make this a little bit longer because it's going to be easier for us. Let's take that off there. And then let's make this a little bit longer. Put a couple of these in just like so. Now if I was to raise it, actually I'll put one more on there quickly just in case. There we go. And then if I raise it using the lift, so let's get the lift underneath it. There we are. And let's see if I can raise that up. There we go, up into the air there. Now we want to get that over. So what I did is I got myself a barrel or something like that. Let's see if we can get something out of here. I believe, is it tank we have? Yes. Use a tank to use these to climb up and jump on. So let's say I put one of these here and then jump up and put another one and another one. We are now at a level where we can see what we're doing. Let's use the hammer to actually hammer this across and into, if I'm lucky. Let's see if I can get this fixed. It will be a little bit ironic now if I can't. But let's see if we can get it over there. There we go, a little bit more. Come on. And it's off. And into the slot there. Then we can delete that out of the way. Let's get that gone. And now I need the curved pipe pieces. Where are they? Let's go pipe. And get ourselves the little corner pipes. And then I use these to go on here. And here. Then we can delete these off of here. And put ourselves another curved pipe piece on the side there. And now hopefully it's not going to fall out, but what's going to happen is it'll just sit there. Now I've got the flag a little bit lopsided there. I can hit that and get that right, but for now that's not too bad. Now we can spray them, of course, get them the right color, and that's kind of how I did it. So yeah, a little bit of a trick, and they're not really attached, but they look like they are. And yeah, there it is. So let's just straighten that flag out, and the whole thing will be connected as it was originally. So let's just get our hammer, hammer that down, and there we go. Now these things will have to be built in if you want them in a version of the track for yourself. Otherwise the tile itself will be available on the workshop for you to download. So yeah, there is my racetrack. All pretty cool, I hear you say, but you can't have a racetrack without cars. So where are the cars? Well, here they are, guys. These are my kind of trophy truck, big 4x4 trucks that are going to race around this track. Now there isn't much lag with them, and the reason for that is because I've left out the complicated suspension at the front. I was going to have sort of wishbone suspension here, but it was providing a lot too much lag for the game. Now at the back I'm using a trophy truck style suspension, as you can see, and this is one I borrowed from Lady Grilka, who made the trophy no mods truck, and I kind of borrowed the back suspension from her truck and then just modified on top, and the front is kind of a combination of different things. But yeah, I came up with an independent each side. They're not connected in any way so that the wheels can go up either side, but it provides less lag than it would do if I had a complicated bearing system in here, so that's why I've avoided it. Now I've got these in 3 separate colours, as you can see. I have the red one, the blue one and the yellow one. All of them will be available on the workshop for you, so if you like a particular colour, by all means download that one. They work pretty well. They do incorporate a little bit of turbo because they need it to get over those jumps, so they have got thrusters underneath. Let's just take a look underneath and you will see little modded thrusters here and here, so they help you push a little bit further up those hills and over those ramps. So we want to see how these go, I would imagine. So let's just get ourselves in here then. Let's just open the door and jump in. Oh, nice passenger there. We have the engine in the passenger seat. Yeah, the front, oh, hang on, what's going on there? The front, as you may notice, is a lot of bonnet. It's very, very big, well, as it was in these sort of cars. Now the reason for that is because of the huge front wheels there and the suspension underneath. There's no engine under there. The engine is actually, as you saw, in the passenger seat down here, and I'm using the Lord Payne's modded engine parts to make that look pretty cool there. So I'm driving alongside my engine. Hope that doesn't blow up then. And yeah, we've got the wheel on the back, the spare wheel there. All looking pretty cool. The lights don't have any indicators or anything like that, don't need them. And we've got the little lights on the top there, as well as the headlights at the front, and a grille, and a nice little bar sort of bumper system at the front there as well. All looks pretty awesome. Now, like I say, all these trucks are identical, just different colours, so they all will work the same as this one. So let's go. Let's give this a bash. So over the first ramp, and whoa, that's a little bit much. Yeah, that probably wasn't the best demonstration of how these cars work. Let's just jump off that again. I might actually take another colour. I'm going to get this ramp right, so we'll take another colour. We'll get rid of that one for now. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to grab another one quite quickly. Well, let's see if I could tightrope across here. That would be quite awesome. I wonder if I can do it. Let's get up here. We have a rope. I wonder if I can walk it. Let's get ourselves on it. Oh, yep, we're on it. Okay, let's get rid of that for a second. And let's go. I'm going to go. Yeah, we're going at speed as well. I'm not going to slow down. Let's just go over there. It's the best way across. I won't be able to... Whoa, 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 whoa. Nearly went off. Okay, well, that was pretty cool. We got across. Okay, so we're going to take the yellow one. Why not? We'll take that one. Let's just get over there and grab it. So... Again, we'll get in the right side this side. So both of the doors open with these little handles here, and they both shut on the one key. So they both open at the same time, and they shut there on the one key. So all pretty cool. Okay, now we're going to do this jump this time. I have a good feeling about it. Let's go. Let's just not rev it too much. There we go. And we are over. Yes, against the barrier maybe, but at least we made the jump. Now we've got the bumpy section. As you see, the original game also had this section. It probably wasn't as bumpy as I've made it, but pretty cool. Let's get over it. Now, usually I do better than this, guys. You'll have to believe me. And then let's just go round this corner here. We've got another little jump. Again, as you see in the original track, it did have that as well. Let's just jump over this one. And, yep, all pretty awesome. That worked well. And then round this corner here. Now, I did want to put the start-finish line in this section here. Probably would have been a good place for it. But to keep it authentic, I put it where I did because I wanted it to be as much like the original game as possible. Ooh, caught the corner there. Let's just turn around here. We've got all bumps and hills, much like you'd imagine on this kind of track. Now again, we've got the biggest jump in the game here. Let's go for it. And we landed that in style, guys. Yeah, that was cool. Now you've got two options. You can go through the hills there, or you can go round the side here. As you can see, I've put like little tracks and marks in the track as you go around where the tyres treads would have gone. So I've tried to make it look as cool as possible. Whoa! Whoa! What happened? Well, we've got one more colour. So I'm going to give... I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Okay, get me out. Get me out. I don't want to be in here. Get me out of it. Get me out. And... Oh, we're out. Okay, let's get rid of that one. We've got one more colour to go. Now, I've not raced anyone in these to see how two would go on a track. However, they don't lag when they passed each other on the start line. So I don't think that'd be too bad if you're racing against each other. I'm not sure. I'm probably pretty certain they will give lag if you hit each other. But yeah, they're not too bad. Okay, we've made it. No problem. That was much, much better. And across the bumps. Can we do it this time? Yeah, no problem. And this is the reason I provided huge wheels on these things. I think they needed them. And yeah, they cope quite well with the track. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to give this one a little bit of a blast round. We're going to play some music as I do so. And let's have a see what this thing can do. And we're over again. I think I give you a pretty good demonstration of how these cars work, though. They're pretty good and stable most of the time if you drive them with caution. When you go hell for leather, they can go over, and that's probably to do with those thrusters more than anything else. But without them, you wouldn't get across those jumps, so they are necessary. So let's just jump back in again. And now, if you want to know how I actually did this in the tile editor, I can quickly show you how that was done, and also how you can affect a world that you've already saved. So I have this world saved as my track, but if I wanted to put a mound in the middle of this section here, for example, I could do that quite easily. Now let me show you how. So if I exit out of here now, and then I was to go into the create terrain and tile builder, and then we load in the tile in question, which in this case is the Ironman Stewart Off-Road. There it is, and it's loaded in. Now, as you can see, there is the track that I have made, and you can see all the pieces that I've used. Let's turn the assets on, and then if we get a little bit closer, I can show you what I mean. So each of these assets will have its own little clickable selector, you can see here. And that is how you actually select each one individually. Now, each of these, as you see, is a bar here on top of the barrier there. Now, that was made by using these giant pipe pieces and making them a lot smaller to put them into the game. Now, unfortunately, you can't colour those black, as I would like to have done as they were in the original game. They have to stay white. It's only the fabric that you can colour on those, not the actual pipe, which is a damn shame. But it's as best as I could get it. Now, let's just move these aside so we can actually see what we're doing here. Again, I've used the same pipe pieces here to make these poles. I've used that with 3 of them so they can be thin but long rather than thick long ones, I guess. So I've then put them together. Now you can select multiple assets if you want by left clicking but holding down Control as you do so, and that will select all of them. Then if you then wanted to rotate that, you could do that by using the W key to select rotate, and you could rotate the whole thing like so rather than individually. Now again, when I save this again, this will change in the world that I then load back in. So that's given me ideas for my cliff top base or my mountain base that I was working on. I have some ideas on actually adapting that using the tile builder. So let's have a look then at what I said. So we were roughly around here, I feel, in our car. So let's just say that I wanted to raise the ground a little bit here just to prove what I mean to you. You can actually edit a level that's already open if you like. So let's put a bump in there. Okay, pretty cool. Now that should be easy to see. There was also a section I wanted to actually correct. I think it's over here where it's a little bit too bumpy here. Let's just flatten this out a little bit. So terrain height, we can flatten, make it maybe a little bit bigger, and then flatten, or actually we want to take the height down first. Let's height, and then bring it down with the Control key. There we go. Let's bring the height of that down a little there. And then I should be able to flatten that section like so. Make it a nice area there to land a little bit better than it was before. It's bumpy still, but it should be better. Let's have a look. So yeah, there was quite a big bump in there. Oh, there's still one there. See if we can get rid of that. Okay, so that's all pretty good. I'm liking that. Yep, okay, so if we then save this again. Okay, so we go into here and we click save. It will now save the file exactly as it was before. We didn't use save as to save it as a new world. If you want to, you can do that. And then obviously you can not affect a world you've already got open, create a whole new tile out of a previous one. But we're going to just save and then exit. And then what I'm going to do is load my game again, which was the IMS test or the Ironman Stewart test. Let's load it back in. And what we should find is that the changes that we have just made in the tile editor have actually been made in the actual map. Now let's have a look. Let's just jump on here. And there you go. We have now a mound in the middle of the track. Now we'll have to get rid of that because I don't want the game to have that in at the end. Now what was the other changes I made? Oh, I flattened that area around there, didn't I? Let's just drive around there and find out if that's nice and flat around there as well. And that's basically how you do it and how I made this track. Now I hope you enjoyed it. I've spent some time in building it. It's took me a little while. So yeah, I made it. Come on, you can do it, you can do it. And yes, there's my nice flat landing area over here. Now that's pretty cool as well. So it all worked out quite snazzy. Now as you can see, that's going to come in handy to be able to change worlds that you've already created or open tiles that already exist and edit them so that you can use them in the worlds you already have. So like I say, this is something I want to do with the mountain base and probably will do going forward. But yeah, there you go. That was it. That was my Ironman Stewart Super Off-Road racetrack and cars. Hope you enjoyed them. I know I had a blast. And until the next video, see you soon and bye for now.